Guys, what's going on? Lockout in the house. You know why I say that? I think it's interesting. Like for a few years, like I had this misconception and like lockout was like my nickname I wanted to make for myself. A little bit about my story. We'll do it staircase confessionals today. We'll do a little bit off the cuff. Me being a white Brit here in America, I'm around other white Americans, and I had this misconception for a while and I used to joke around with my army buddies. I'm like, hey, the white American's trying to keep me back, hold me down, all that good stuff. And that really goes back to nobody else is standing in your way when it comes to life. You have to take accountability. If you are not doing the things that you want to do to take your life to the next level, then you got no one else to blame but yourself. A lot of people move to America, they have courage, and I was doing another video on what do you call it? Building an unshakable character. Character versus charisma. Character is what you have if you're stuck on a desert island chiseling away at yourself. Character is something you work on over time, and charisma is something you may have around people. But what happens when no one's around and you've got no one else to rely on but yourself? Character really comes into play. So I really hope that a lot of people out there take personal development. Business philosophy is not just some mumbo jumbo, I heard it from somebody else type of bollocks, but it's the real deal to work on yourself. So when we go back to courage, people, it's a jungle out there. You gotta know the laws of the jungle, like the life jungle, the financial jungle, the success jungle, the personal jungle. It really is a jungle out there. And so people move to America, they have courage, and they come here and they make big things happen. A lot of people move here that barely speak like a lick of English. And they're making a lot more money than like a lot of natural born Americans here, because if you're born here, you're kind of born into comfort, a state of well-being, the American dream, working the 9 to 5, getting that gold watch after 20 years. It doesn't happen that way anymore. Companies downsize all the time, and sometimes you may work for a company that is doing really well, but you don't know how badly they are doing. And so a lot of companies hold on, like iHeartRadio went into bankruptcy at one time. I guess they made a comeback. They're still okay now. Toys R Us, they made it and they got comfortable. And so in life, you're either expanding or contracting when it comes to personal development. Whatever you're doing, gym, business, your passion, you're either expanding or you're contracting. And you don't really want to just maintain. The things you do to get to the next level won't be the things you're doing right now or what you did last year. And we are now in February, and so people are starting to drop off. They don't have that commitment, and you need the two big C's: commitment and consistency. There are two types of people in this world: people that have what they want and are going to places they want to go, and everyone else. And you may know some people like that. On your rise to the top, on the rise to stardom, you will get haters, you will get hecklers, you will get family members that come out the woodwork that want money. Like, take for example, there was a good story about Dane Cook. When he made a bunch of money, he had family members coming after him and talking a bunch of lies and a bunch of mess and making stuff up. That chick singer, like Demi Lovato, whatever her name is, she sung at the Super Bowl recently, or a couple of years. I don't pay attention to that stuff anymore, but she said it before it happened. And so sometimes you have to visually say these things and manifest, and it will manifest if you really believe. They say success is the progression of a continuing ideal. Are you on the slight edge of success, or on your slight edge of failure? Are you listening to people that don't have what you want? Are you listening to people that are not going anywhere? You have to be around positive people and stay positive at all times and get away from the negativity. You may have to audit people, audit, you know, your circle of influence. If you're hanging around people that are just maintaining and getting by, then you have to soar with the eagles. Sometimes it can be lonely at the top. You know, Steve Bezos, the Amazon dude, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, those were ball busters or ball busters. They didn't give a flying F what anyone thought about them because they weren't out there to be liked. They were trying to make things happen. So they're very successful people. So successful people do what unsuccessful people are unwilling to do or unable to do. And 80% of people won't go through their New Year's resolutions. It's about a lifestyle change. So when we get back to like courage, it's a jungle out there. Take like Narcos, you know, for instance, going through the jungles of wherever it was in Latin America. They had to pinpoint and go through and take the risks. Now, I'm not saying like being a drug dealer is like cool or whatever, but they had to navigate those tricky areas. Some people would say there's a limited amount of money out there. There is plenty of money for everyone. It's in abundance. You just have to will it and manifest it into your life and start doing the things. Things don't have to be perfect. You know, you can put out your content today and you can start putting your message out there, and some people resonate with it, some people won't. Some people will resonate with what I'm putting out, some people won't. I might be their trusted advisor, I could be their coach, I could be their mentor, or it could be personality B. Some people are very charismatic, some people are kind of introverted. We do live in a very introverted world. Most people are introverts, so they can be on the extrovert side of things. So sometimes we can be our own worst critic at times, and that's very important not to be. So get it out there, like do something. It doesn't have to be perfect. Your video doesn't have to be perfect. The lights don't have to be right. Like there's an old saying out there, good enough is good enough. If you're making a book, like there was someone out there today that I was reading about that's been writing a book and he's been sitting on it for like 2 years. I mean, like, I get it. People wanted stuff to be like perfect, but a top marketer I following years ago, he said, good enough is good enough. You know, like Grant Cardone, he's a world-class salesperson, not a world-class writer. He put his book out there with grammatical errors, but still, he was putting out some free content that people were downloading the book. So don't wait on it. Don't wait on that message and get it out there into the marketplace. What I'm putting out there right now could be real. Message in a bud, or, you know, Sting, I'm putting it out there. I'm out of space. I'm putting the message out there. You know, it might get seen later by somebody, by the right person, but don't be your own worst critic. Let the marketplace judge you, and people are going to judge you anyway, so it doesn't matter. You know, like Trump, for example, in order to be very successful, half the people are going to like you and half the people are going to hate you, which is kind of it's like 51-49 kind of ratio, whether you follow the political stuff. But anyway, some of my nicknames I go by: Tippy, Tip, Tipster. Maybe we'll call this a Tipathon. So as you're working on your projects, it doesn't have to be perfect and clean. Your message and what you're putting out there can evolve over time. It doesn't all have to be perfect. You will evolve and grow as a person, and then when you get it done, it's going to be all good. You know, your message and your style might change, but you're going to grow and evolve and get better. You're going to put your marketing info out there, your message, and find out what the people want. Like a ball of clay, throw it out into the crowd, let them mold it. But I want to show you the journey, the documentation. You know, if you don't have content, okay, Gary Vaynerchuk said, content creation through documentation. Very successful guy, started off doing Wine Library TV. A lot of people said, stay in your lane, wine boy, stay in your lane. But he kept doing it anyway. Now he has an agency in New York. And some people are going to be skeptics. There's always skeptics, but skeptics are either broke or they're unsuccessful or they don't have any faith in themselves. That's their problem. It ain't your problem. And so he's created jobs for people. You know, Grant Cardone, he had a drug problem when he was younger, and then from age 25 to like, you know, he's like 50 something now. You got to get obsessed. You got to be obsessed, or you'll be average. So anyway, I'm mumbling right now, but what you do could change people's lives. It doesn't have to be now, but you can alter space and time by doing these simple little things. And so you might do something that will change somebody's life. But anyway, give me a like, give me a share, subscribe, do me a solid. I'd like to be able to do more of these and get better content out to you guys, but I'm day trading for your attention right now. We do live in that era, a lot of noise out there. I've gotten your attention for a few minutes, so tell me what else you're looking to hear. Business philosophy, marketing tactics, success tactics. I can find anything out. I know a little bit about a lot. So talk to you soon. Have a good one.